Well, I'm up at 5:36. I try to exercise 3 or 4 days. I run around my house, make sure it's all beautiful in case somebody would walk in. Then I go to my job sites. I fix signs. I don't have a problem with that. You'll see me. I always tell my clients, you'll see me out in your front yard, possibly at 6:30 in the morning in my sweatsuit, fixing your sign. Don't be alarmed, because if it's down, that's what I do. I'll fix a post sign. I like manual labor. For some reason, I have every tool and boots in my car. I mean, Ted Taylor and I are out sweeping streets and cleaning stuff all the time and fixing signs. That doesn't bother me. That's kind of a release, I guess, versus sitting behind a computer. But that gets me out and doing things, and I like to make sure the signs are looking good. I mean, I picked up somebody else's sign the other day. I'll stop and fix another client or another agent sign who might be down. Then I will either stop at 3 of my showing or my listings and make sure that everything's fine there. If they need to be replenished with brochures, we find that out, and then I'm hitting a computer. I mean, it's sad to say that, or I'm showing houses. I mean, yesterday, I wasn't in the office at all. I was showing in Fox Chapel all day. I had one meeting after that. I had 3 meetings right after that. I never came into this office all day, so it's different every day. I think that's the best part of this job.
What did your email look like after you?
It was not pretty. It was close to 800. It was, and I'm falling asleep on my computer at night.
Well, that's amazing. It sounds like you work a lot.
But the best was when I did 22 houses in one day with one client. That was years ago.
I have one that rivals that. I have an investor that comes in from out of town. We've seen probably 15, 20 in a day. It's tiring. That's probably the most tiring thing I've ever done. So what are your thoughts on technology and how it's affecting our business?
It's all about technology. And it's not all about. This is still a person-to-person business, even though Zillow wants to just be all tech and be directed everything to them. If you do not have a personal side to this business, I don't see the closings occurring. I mean, there might be a person who buys something from afar and never sets foot on it inside the property. That's few and far between. That's airy-fairy to me. But I think the relationship and knowing your client and how they're going to react and what turns them on about the house, you have to learn what they love driving home to. So what is it that they're going to love? What's the wow factor that makes them excited about a property? I mean, my client I just closed on 2 weeks ago, that family is just phenomenal. And, he wanted one type of house and his wife wanted a different type of property. They had horses and farmland. She wanted a country type of home. And it ended up being one of the most pleasant experiences. I mean, I'd want to marry this couple. That's how much I loved. In fact, we were emailing today. I'm like, when are you coming to Pittsburgh for sure? They won't be here till after the holidays, but then we'll be getting together. So that's the best part of the business.
Sounds like you really focus on building that relationship. That's great.
And I'll do 150% for them. I mean, I took him to an ionic foot bath to get it. He was so sick the one day, and yeah, we do everything. Brought him his oregano oil, cure him.
So how important is goal setting to Karen Marshall?
I'm really motivated, and we have our goal board, and we do track it. It's very important. If you want to aspire to do better every year, then you have to set those goals, and you better see where you are during the year as far as tracking where you are. Otherwise, it's a part-time position if you don't have those goals. I think, and that's that's your outlook on it.
I 100% agree. I think goals are huge to stay focused and stay on track. And
whether it's just getting a coach or whether it's reading that book, that's all that's all part of your goals.
Yeah, absolutely. So we all have mentors that help us in this business. Mine was Alex Deacon, who is now my partner, and I'm excited about that. Who was your mentor and how did they help you?
Dave Jenks from Keller Williams. When we opened this office, he came to town, and he was my first coach, and he told me how to delegate, give it up, Karen, stop putting the flags in the front yard, and get someone who knows how to do tech, because that's not your fort in life. That's really not your expertise. So I followed his guidelines, and to this day I applaud him and with high regards. He was a great guide for me.
And the big thing is you executed what he taught you, right?
Implementation. That's right.
So if you were a brand new agent starting out today in today's industry, what would you do to build your business?
I think you have to, well, it goes back to basics, as Gary Keller would say. Back to basics. You notify everyone that you know that you're in the real estate industry. You learn first and foremost, you go and take as many classes as you can, and you mentor, because you're a loose cannon if you don't take the classes and you don't know what's going on in the industry. I get mad at my team if they don't come to class, if they don't take the newest information that's out there. When they're questioning me about oil and gas, my antenna go up and said, you better get into class and you better learn about how to implement that or execute that agreement properly, and know what's going on in the surrounding area here. I mean, this is what's happening here. So if you do not have the education behind you and you don't continually want to learn something new so that you can help your clients better and yourself, it's only going to come back and help you, then do I really want to be associated with that? No.
Understandable. So you're saying the 60 hours in classes we take to get our license doesn't teach us how to do the business?
Absolutely not. We all know that.
How do you balance work and life?
I work very, very hard, and I'll work 4 straight months and not take a break, and then I'll go on a vacation, and I'll rejuvenate. Let's put it that way. I'll rejuvenate. But yeah, you have to. If you don't, this business will eat you up, and it will ruin it can ruin relationships. There's probably more divorced people in real estate today than anything, because it is so consuming and it's so demanding, and people don't think that you're allowed to eat dinner. I mean, that's the hard part of it. And when you're with someone, another significant person, and you are continually interrupting that, because you're being interrupted by clients who have no regard for any time frames for you, I mean, it's very difficult.
I'm sure
to maintain that.
My wife could probably tell you a couple stories.
Oh, I'm sure.
Is retirement a dream or a pipe dream for real estate agents?
No, retirement has to occur. You cannot go on forever in this business, because you're going to end up being a disservice to your clients and a disservice to the industry, and you're going to end up embarrassing yourself if you stay in it too long. I mean, there are a number of agents that you just go, better step back soon. I mean, and I think when you realize a self-realization that you're not performing as you should and you're not doing the best that you could for the clients, because this is a very important transaction, and real estate has a lot of money involved in their largest investment that they own, and if you're not going to service that properly, then you should step back.
Okay, so it sounds like it is a dream. We can all work towards it then.
Absolutely.
Okay. How do you separate yourself from the other 5,000 plus agents in the West Penn multi-list?
I think attitude and work ethic and how you treat other people. I mean, there's prima donnas in this business. We all know that. I'm not one of them. I'm a workaholic. So I take my shoes off with the best of them. And it's what you say and not how. It's what you say and how you. It's not what you say. It's how you say it. So if you treat everyone with respect and dignity and kindness and positive outlook, it all comes back to you.
Okay. Well, I think that's about it for the main questions. So now we're going to enter what I call the blitz round. So we're going to ask you 5 questions. It's going to be the same 5 questions for everybody who comes on the show. We're going to start with this one. What is your favorite technology tool?
My phone. FaceTime.
Does it leave your hand very often?
Not very often. Not very often.
What is your favorite real estate book?
The One Thing. Now, that would be it. The One Thing.
I really like that book. Gary Keller makes some of the best, if not the best, real estate books out there. If you were not an agent, what would you be?
I would probably be a volunteer for a children's organization, underprivileged children or disabled children, or I already do a lot of fundraising for the 2 of the organizations in Washington County. I'd probably continue that. I always said I'm a really good fundraiser, so I can raise a lot of money, and I did that for MDA, and I did we built the house for Doug Vitale a couple of years ago and got 99% of the materials donated, so I like doing that.
I'm glad you said MDA. My mother has muscular dystrophy, and she is everything to me. I mean, she's the reason why I'm as successful as I am. She raised me as a single mom, so it's a great organization, and I donate to them as well. What is your favorite hobby?
Travel. Travel, swimming. I like to horseback ride. I can't find too many people who want to do that with me anymore, but I like
That sounds
drinking
fun.
wine. No.
My daughter would probably like to horseback ride with you. And then what is your dream vacation?
Well, my son traveled the world, and so his favorite was the Maldives Islands, so that's on Grammy's bucket list, and the Galapagos Islands that was recommended by a captain on a cruise ship. He said that was his favorite place.
Wow. I hope to travel the world some and really get to some of these places because they sound truly amazing.
Well, don't wait too long. Your knees have to be able to work. A lot of walking.
Well, Karen, I thank you so much for take 2 even of this podcast, and it's great insight, and I hope it helps everybody listening. I know it helped me to sit in front of somebody who's been so successful, and I wish you the best in the future. And
likewise.
Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thanks, sweetie.
Well, Realtor Nation, this was a great interview with a truly amazing realtor. Karen Marshall was amazing. I hope you got as much out of it as I did. For all of our content, please visit our website, dhrea.com/learn. Until next time, this is Ian Hoover with the Deacon Hoover Radio Network, signing off.